Live from the Jack and Jones Shredder Studio in beautiful CCM at the University of Cincinnati, it's the Dennis Daniel Show. Tonight's guest, voice actor and composer Vic Mignogna, plus John Pokemon and the Dennis Daniel Show Band. And now, here is your host. He is the 2009 Bearcast Innovator of the Year, Dennis Daniel. They say you can't use alchemy to make gold. Woo! All right. Do it. We're doing it. All right. Duck walk through the duck. Help yourself. Who says you can't use alchemy to make gold? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome back once again to Bearcast's single hottest talk show segment, The Dennis Daniel Show. That's right. Let me hear it. All right. Now, settle down. We don't have a solution to this oil plug problem, so relax. John, turn the camera over here. I can't see myself. Gotta turn the camera over here. There we go. Oh, the mic's in the way. The mic is in the way.
Yeah, go right ahead, Denny.
All right. Folks, welcome back. I am your host, the DJ Alchemist, and the winner of Bearcast Innovator of the Year for 2009, Dennis Daniel. Oh, thank you. Way too kind, ladies and gentlemen. Way too kind. Now, before we begin the show, I want y'all to give a big Dennis Daniel Show welcome. He is the Alphonse to my Edward Elric. He's the boss. He's the Mon. He's the John Pokemon.
Chicka, yeah. What's up, gangsters?
I know what you're thinking. Who's that girl next to me? Did Dennis Daniel have a sex change operation? The answer is no.
Not yet, at least.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special guest to the Dennis Daniel Show. She is the Winry Rock Bell to my Edward and Alphonse. Give it up for Miss Rachel Prather.
Yeah.
Hello.
Rachel, how you doing? You all scoot over a little bit. I can't see myself. Okay. You know, it's the Dennis Daniel Show, not the John and Rachel Show. No, you don't. Guess what? It got canceled. So, Rachel, how you doing? You come to us. Well, you're from Norwood, but you're taking some time off from Findlay University. Is that right? University of Findlay. All I know is he loves to fight. Okay. That's a wrestler joke.
Findlay, Ohio?
No, Findlay. Findlay.
Yes.
You know, the Irish guy with the shillelagh came around chasing with Hornswoggle.
Yeah, I'm talking about the place.
I know. I was making a joke. That's what I do.
You are speaking of a fictitious character.
Finley's a real person. That's his real name, Findlay.
Oh, well, good for him.
Findlay. That's his real name. He was the United States champion. It was break, John.
Good for him.
Folks, what can I say? Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
OMG.
Epicness. LOL.
Raffle.
It makes me LOL out loud. I know. And folks, I got to tell you, this is probably got to be one of our biggest guests to date. Today on the show, straight to us from Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. And no, unfortunately, it's not Shawn Michaels. I wish it were Shawn Michaels, but why is it only, hey, no rough housing. Shoot, man, this is not the Rough House Hour. This is the Dennis Daniel Show. As I was saying, tonight's guest is none other than voice actor and composer Vic Mignogna. Now, you'd best know Vic Mignogna as Edward Elric from the hit show Fullmetal Alchemist and the new series Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which you can catch every Saturday evening at midnight on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network. And folks, to get ready for Vic's interview, oh man, I actually went into my drawers and I found some stuff. Oh man, this is great.
Stuff that hasn't seen the light of day in years.
No, it's seen the light of day. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Oh, check it out. It's my state military pocket watch. Did you know, Rachel, I used to be in the state military?
In your mind? The military of your dreams?
No, I was in the military. I was really in the military. I was part of the state military. My nickname was the Loudmouth Alchemist. And it was cool. You see, I had a megaphone. And of course, this is all complete bullcrap, but it's my story. I had a megaphone that had a transmutation circle on the inside of it. And when I would shout into it, it would cause sound waves to shoot out. And on one setting, it can go 200 feet. All the way up, you're talking some serious damage. And of course, we for Vic's arrival, we have done everything. We've hung up some photos. I actually got a photo over there of from here, Rachel, if you can move your head. Right there, you see right there, the middle one, Edward Elric. I had it autographed at Otakon 2007. I met him. I actually got to hear some of his preaching, and it was very, very good. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that later on in the show. But folks, maybe I think it's you know what? I think it's about time that we
it's about time for you to shut up.
It's time for you to shut up, John. It's time for Vic. It's time for us to get victorious. Vic, yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah. Victorious.
I'm vindictive.
Ha.
Okay, you all come up with a Vic joke.
Michael Vic.
No, Vic Mignogna.
Joke in itself.
No, it's not. That was terrible, John. You are terrible for making that joke. But how dare you make a Michael Vic joke? The guy paid his debt to society. He paid his debt to society. Yeah. All right, folks. Folks, my friend here is getting very, very antsy. Like she didn't talk to him enough before the show.
Oh, man.
All right, so let's get right down to it. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a very accomplished voice actor and musician.
Your next guest?
My next guest.
Did we have a guest before?
Yeah, before this was Frank Ferrante, who did the Groucho show.
Oh, I was speaking of this individual show.
Next guest,
You're saying it like we've got tons of people coming in and out of here.
I'm doing it like they did on Piper's Pit. Roddy Piper always said, my next guest.
The guest coming up is none other than...
Hey.
You guys are arguing.
I'm not arguing. Hey, this is the Dennis Daniel show.
Come on.
So this is not the Rachel sit in the back and be quiet show. I was getting to it. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is a famed voice actor and composer. You know him as Edward Elric. You know him as Ikuru Hakurudime from Bleach, which is also featured on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim after Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and pleasure that I introduce you, the one, the only, Mr. Vic Mignogna!
Ready, steady, peckle me back.
Let's get started. Ready, steady, go.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here on the Rachel show.
No. Rachel, no, Vic, get this right. You are on, well, first off, thank you and welcome to the Dennis Daniel show.
Oh.
Yeah, there's copyright infringements.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I horribly misunderstood. I thought this was the Rachel show.
This was not the Rachel show. This is the Dennis Daniel show. Rachel is a convenience because it's her birthday.
Rachel is awesome.
Oh.
I know.
Thank you, Vic.
I know Rachel's awesome. Why do you think I invited her here? Because she's awesome.
Yeah, and I also want to know, if I'm your next guest, who was your last guest?
Frank Ferrante.
Oh,
Frank Ferrante,
cool.
the guy, the star of the one-man tribute show, An Evening with Groucho, which is touring around California right now. Get your tickets now.
And who will your next guest be after me?
We are looking to get, and this is unconfirmed, Robert Axelrod.
Well, I guess I better step it up then, huh?
Oh, yeah, no, Vic, being here, you've already, I think you've taken this to plateaus and levels that none other guests, even though our other guests were good, I think you're simply that better.
Oh, Dennis, I love you.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you marry him?
Okay.
Well, maybe I will.
Maybe he will.
Vic, marry me first.
Maybe I'll marry both of you.
Yay!
Yeah, marry both of us, but not John, because I don't even think he knows who you are.
I don't think you can marry more than one person.
Hey, baby, let's take this radio show to Utah.
Oh, yes.
We can all get married.
Whoa. This ain't Dicon Brothers, man. This isn't Dicon Brothers. Awesome show, by the way. Hey, Greg. I love you, Hideki. Awesomeness.
Well, Dennis, thanks for having me on the show, dude. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for being on here. So I guess an appropriate place to begin would be the beginning. I've heard talk about being.
Well, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
And then Chuck Norris said, "Say please."
What?
So then it was a Chuck Norris joke. On the 8th day, God created light, and Chuck Norris said, "Say please." Not that
my
I know,
God.
but we are.
That's
but
terrible.
We are. John, I'm getting this from a guy who has a cocktail of the week named after him. Okay, all right, Vic. I guess the question is, well, since we're talking, our audience is basically a lot of majors here at the College Conservatory of Music, a lot of vocal majors, a lot of tech majors out there. I guess
nice,
where
nice.
would you be? Where does your story begin, actually?
Well, you mean my music story or my voice acting story?
I guess you're interested in voice altogether.
Well, I mean, my background in music starts when I was very, very young. I had started at a very young age singing in church and singing in school programs, and then I started taking voice lessons. And then when I was about 17, I kind of stumbled across the fact that I could play the piano, and I started writing songs on the piano and recording my songs, and kind of building that area. And then about 12 or 13 years ago, I was in Houston, Texas, working on a video production, and a guy that I was working with said, "Hey, you ought to go and audition for this place in town that dubs these Japanese cartoons into English. They need actors." And I had done a lot of acting. I'd done a lot of theater work, and so I went and auditioned, and I got cast, and just kept getting cast. So I'm very, very grateful, and it's been quite an amazing ride, and I'm just blown away by the opportunities and the privilege to do what I do.
Now, I know from Wikipedia that you competed on Star Search in 1993. What was that like?
Yes, long before there was an American Idol, there was an Ed McMahon Star Search.
You are correct, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, and I actually have the videotape of that performance, which no one will ever see.
Oh, come
my
on,
God,
Vic.
I've been looking
Don't
for
be-
it. That's why.
Oh, you will not find it, my dear Rachel.
Wasn't it worth waiting for?
Come on.
You're right, it was.
Yes,
It was a
told
song
you.
that I wrote called Worth Waiting For off one of my CDs, and it was really funny. Star Search came to Houston, and they held auditions, and I went and auditioned, and they called me, and they're like, "Hey, congratulations, we've chosen you to be a male vocalist challenger on Star Search." And actually, that was the first time I ever went to Los Angeles, and flew out to Los Angeles and competed on Star Search, and I lost to the current vocal champion, but it was an awful fun experience.
And are you sure there's nothing we can do to convince you to get that on your YouTube channel?
I am absolutely positive.
Come on, man! Don't be hating on us.
You know what? I have to be honest with you. I was nervous, and I didn't think I would be nervous, but my vocal performance was not what I would consider stellar. So I feel like it would be very embarrassing to put it up there.
BearcastRadio.com. This is a prime time edition of the Dennis Daniels Show, and it's prime time. We finally hit the 10 o'clock spot. A lot like Jay Leno, except we're still on and we're funny. Hey,
you got that right.
It's pretty good joke. Yeah. He did it with Elric too. Yeah, it's pretty good. And Rachel's giving me the Jay Leno was terrible. That was the worst Jay Leno ever. I guess Now you started. I don't know if you started Funimation. I don't know if Fullmetal Alchemist was your first project.
No. Actually, the chronology goes like this, Dennis. I started at ADV Films in Houston, and I had done 20 or 30 shows by the time I met people at Funimation. I met them at a convention, actually, and shortly after the convention, they called me and they said, "Hey, we'd like to have you come up and play a role in Dragon Ball Z." So I went up and I played Broly in Dragon Ball Z, and then they had me play a role in Yu Yu Hakusho and Kitty Grade and Case Closed and all these other shows. And then finally, a couple of years later, Funimation got the license for Fullmetal Alchemist, and I got cast as Edward. And so I continued to work in Houston and in Dallas, going back and forth. And then over the last few years, I've been doing more and more work in Los Angeles. That's where Bleach, Naruto, Vampire Knight, all these other shows are recorded.
Okay, now, because Rachel's been nodding me, yeah, she wanted me to remind everyone that Vic was on D and Angel and did Dark Mousy.
Just give you some ADV love. It's okay.
Yeah. Yes. D and Angel was ADV, and I love me some D and Angel.
Now, here's the thing. I know you are very avid about the anime industry and piracy. I mean, you're not in favor of piracy. You're against piracy. I guess for a lot of my older listeners who really don't know what anime is or what piracy is or what a radio show is for all that matter, hey, we got some old people, okay? Forgive us. Tell us how piracy basically affects the anime industry, and I believe this led to the demise of ADV and Genio.
Well, I don't know that I would say that piracy led to the demise of ADV, but I will tell you, I don't know anyone who's serious about wanting the anime industry to flourish who approves of piracy. I mean, anybody who loves anime, anybody who wants anime to continue and wants the industry to thrive couldn't possibly be in favor of piracy. Because very simply put, Dennis, piracy is stealing, dude. Piracy is stealing property, intellectual property that was created by someone else for the purpose of selling, and, stealing it, putting it on the internet for people to download illegally without paying for it is flat out taking money out of the pockets of the people that produced it. And if those people can't make their money back, Dennis, they're not going to be able to continue to make anime. It's that simple. And so anybody that cares about the anime industry needs to do whatever they can possibly do to stop and to also encourage their friends to stop illegal downloading and distribution of anime, because it's going to kill the industry.
We want to take this time to remind all our good listeners at home that the All Taste Explosion, the Dennis Daniels Show, and BearcastRadio.com do not in any way, shape, or form condole the use of piracy to downloading anime. Folks, if you can't afford the anime, then rent it from your local library. A great place that also has that thing called books.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a great word, Dennis. That's a good word, baby.
Book.
The word of the day.
Yeah, the word of the day is book. Yeah, we had a word of the week thing with Chris Jericho, and that thing tanked because he stopped using big fancy words that made our head hurt or made our head sad. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm moving your microphone. I can't.
He doesn't want me to talk to you.
I want you to talk to him, but
you will talk to him when we say you talk to him.
Yes,
I
Rachel.
don't take orders from anyone.
You will if you want to be on the show. I'm sorry, Vic. Unprofessionals. We got to work with them.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. What else can I tell you, Dennis?
Well, I guess
your shoe size.
Why would
9.5, 10.
9.5? Really? Dang, that's tiny. I know. I'm sporting a 13.
Oh my gosh, Dennis!
It used to be a 14.
Holy moly! Does it have little oars that come out of the side of it?
Hey!
That's where the Keebler elves are living now.
At least they're not big old shoes like Sora in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, gosh, who in the right mind has feet that huge? Provided the Big Show has a 16 triple E boot. That's totally irrelevant to this, but I don't have that big of feet. And now I would assume that I got a question we got is what's your favorite voice to do? As if we already didn't know.
Well, it's. You may think but I'll be honest with you. There's so many different characters that I enjoy playing, and I always feel like it would kind of be unfair to just pick one as a favorite. I love Ed. But I also love Tamaki from Oron High School, and I love. I really have enjoyed playing Zero in Vampire Knight that I'm currently working on. And I love Dark Indian Angel, and I loved Phi and Tsubasa, and I loved Kurtz Weber in Full Metal Panic, and loved Dark Indian Angel. And,
you already said Dark Indian Angel.
Yeah, it would be really difficult to just single one out as a favorite.
He really likes Dark. He said it twice. Yeah, but we're just going down the list right here. Eri, Yukito, Kunisaki, and these are just the big ones. Full Metal Panic, Kurtz Weber.
Yeah.
Edward Elric from FMA.
Ikuku from Bleach is a fun character as well.
Baldy McBaldy. Why do you have no hair? Because you're bald. Generator Grawl Kudo, Jin Tsurusawa from Innocent Venus, Goemon from Legend of the Mystical Ninja. You know, I thought Greg Ayres was that guy. Let's see what else we got. Tamaki So from Oran High, Princess Nine, Hiroki Takasugi.
Yeah, Hiroki was a great character. Well, I mean, honestly, Dennis, I've done over 100 series.
100 series, gosh.
And probably 30 or 40 video games, and I'm so grateful to be doing what I do, and I just love it, and I love all the opportunities. I love all the characters I get to play.
Oh, hang on, we're getting an IM. What's our IM? Oh, okay. We'll just all right. It's a request for a voice. I don't know if Vic's up to it. We'll get to that. We'll try to get that to the end of the show. Now, I know one voice, and it's not a major character, but when I heard this guy, I didn't even know you were him. I thought, wow, this is a very funny voice. Who could it be? It was Nermadaikon Brothers, episode 7, Kakuhama the lawyer.
Yes, the lawyer, that lawyer, that shyster kind of yes, he was fun.
When I heard him, I kind of heard a little bit of Ross Perot in him.
That is exactly what I was going for, dude.
Yeah. We're just, well, you got, like I said, you got to have an ear for these things. I have an ear for these things.
He was a lot of fun. His laws were meant to be changed. I love him. We won't ask you to. We won't ask you to do the fast talk like him. We won't do that because we're not monsters. But I will say I have played a bunch of the video games you've been in. My favorite. I loved it. I got it for Christmas about 3 or 4 years ago. Fullmetal Alchemist 2: Curse of the Crimson Elixir. Oh, sweet.
And it was a rather sad ending, The girl is the monster. The girl that's trying to help them is the monster, and they both die in the end. And I want to know is why are the homunculi at the end if they had no relevant point in the game? I'm like,
well, just for fun, dude.
I don't. No, they don't. May I remind you in 3 words?
Well, because homunculi are cool, Dennis.
They make everything better.
3 words. Envy kills Edward.
But Edward comes back.
Yeah, and then he goes to a different dimension, and then Alphon goes to a different dimension.
But they still live happily ever after.
Winry doesn't live happily ever after.
Nobody cares about her.
Hey, Edward cares about Winry.
Not anymore.
Edward loves Winry.
I've heard.
We got Trump there. Oh, Trumpity Trump.
No, it's
okay. Well, I guess. Like I said, we're going to be going in and out. Now I know. Well, because as the style of the show, get used to it. I know that you, like me and my brother, are a very, very active Christian.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us a little about your work toward Christianity?
Well, wow. That's a whole show by itself. I grew up in a Christian home. My grandfather was the pastor of the church that I attended, and my mom played the piano, and so I grew up around in a very Christian atmosphere. But it wasn't until I was 13 years old that I made a personal commitment of my own heart to Christ. And over the years, I have my ups and downs and highs and lows, and I stumble and I get back up and move forward. But, over the years with anime, I have really, over the last several years, I have come to see my involvement in the anime industry as an opportunity that God has given me to share my faith and to share His love for these kids and the anime fans that I come in contact with. And it's become one of my favorite things to do, is to share something that has a much greater lasting value, than just the anime work that I may do. So I really, really love the opportunity when I get the chance to share my faith and to occasionally have actually Sunday morning services at conventions I attend. It's become one of my most cherished parts of convention appearances.
Now, I remember at Otakon 2007, I had the pleasure of attending one of your morning sermons. I know you're thinking, I remember thinking, oh, you got up that early to go hear a guy who does voices talk about Christ? Yes, because it's that important. You know, I try not to miss church, but you know, with work and everything, it's difficult. But it's always a big relief on my soul when I ever get a chance to hear someone talk about the Word of God.
Good for you, Dennis. Yeah. Well, thank you for attending. I've done several services at several different conventions since then, and God has really blessed, and we've had a really good turnout, and I always get an awful lot of positive feedback from the services that we hold, and so I'm very encouraged. I really enjoy doing them.
Now, there's something I wanted to ask you about, and this is actually pretty close to where you live, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. A couple weeks ago on the Shrimp Sheet, that's our little news show segment, we talked about how a university in San Antonio was exchanging the Holy Bible or copies of the Bible in exchange for smut, like Playboy and Hustler. And I was thinking, you know,
what?
You didn't hear about this? At San Antonio, I believe the University of San Antonio, they were exchanging, this atheist group was exchanging copies of the Bible for pornographic material like Playboy and Hustler.
You mean like if you will bring them your Bible, they'll give you pornography?
Exactly.
Wow.
And I didn't know if you heard about it, and I kind of wanted to get your opinion on it.
No, this is the first time I've heard of it, and it's utterly disgusting, and it's a perfect representation of the garbage scow that a lot of this world has become.
I mean, it's a shame.
It's absolutely disgusting. You know, you look around at the world we live in, you look at the hatred and the crime and the anger and the sex and the promiscuity and the pornography and the horrible state that our world is in. And then you look at how our world has systematically removed any influence from God or church or Christianity or the Bible, and you can very clearly see a direct correlation between the removing of any kind of moral or ethical base and our culture just going, the morality of our culture just going right down the toilet.
No, I mean, I can understand, okay, you're curious, you're teenagers, you're curious, you're looking to have stuff. Okay, that's understandable, it's hormones and whatnot. But what I don't get is who would be that desperate to fulfill their lust to trade a good book like the Bible for something that basically says, hey, look at me, I'm going to hell, la 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 la.
Well, because these people just they care about nothing but indulging their animal instincts, Brian. It's nothing. It's about nothing but indulging their pride and their own appetites. And you know what? It's all going to come out in the wash, dude. It's all going to come out in the wash, and all you can do or I can do is try to live a life that honors God and try to do the best we can to share the good news of His love for us with others. And, God's going to take care of these people. He's going to deal with them in His own way.
Yeah, I hope so. Bearcast, we have got voice actor and composer Vic Mignogna on the air. And I tell you, this is getting pretty heated here. Now, I recently read that you have a new CD out. I think we talk about it a little bit right now. It's Revix. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I do. Thank you for mentioning it. Yes.
Hey, we're a shameless plug-in machine. And by the way, be sure to get all your D-Generation X merchandise at www.shop.com. That's a DX joke we're running on this show. We're very big wrestling fans.
Well, I want to tell Rachel that one of the songs that's on my new CD,
yes,
it is the D and Angel theme.
Oh, you sang it in English, I remember.
Yeah, but what's on Revix is this kicking, up-tempo, high-energy version of the D and Angel theme, and I think you would really enjoy it.
True Light?
So, Vic, Tell us, how can we get this awesome Revix CD?
Well, it's available on iTunes. It's also available at And it's also available from me personally at conventions I attend.
Yes. I promise these guys to give them a shout out. What is up, Rissembol Rangers?
Yeah, baby. I love you, Rangers. Love you, Rangers.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the miniskirt army can suck on that, nerds. We got the Rissembol Rangers up in his ear. Yeah. It's funny. I just realized something. We wear red and they wear blue. This is like a Crip Blood thing. Dun dun dun. Oh my God! We're not killing ourselves, at least.
Well, we love the miniskirt army. They're just kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the world. We feel sorry for them. And so, we throw them a bone, but nobody compares to the Rangers.
I guess a question would be, when did you first notice that you were having this group follow you around and calling themselves the Rissembol Rangers? And FYI, for those who don't know, Rissembol is the name of the city where Edward lives in Fullmetal Alchemist.
Well, you know what? Actually, the way the Rangers came about was about 4 or 5 years ago. A couple of fans contacted me and they said, "We'd like to start a fan club for you." And I was, my initial response was, "Really? You're kidding? Really?" And so they said, "Yeah, we'd really like to, and we're going to make a Yahoo fan group for you. What should we call it?" And I said, "Well, let's see. Why don't we call it the Rissembol Rangers? Because Rissembol is the little town that Ed and Al come from." And so they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so these two girls started the Rissembol Rangers 5 years ago or so, and today we have almost 12,000 members around the world.
Which me and Rachel are proud members of, by the way.
Yay! I love you guys. And I got to tell you, I'm so very honored and humbled by the way the Rangers has grown into such an amazing group. There are people that meet lifelong friends in the Rangers. There are people that have met and gotten married in the Rangers. We have Ranger get-togethers at most of the conventions now, and it's just really become an awesome group, an awesome place to meet people that like the same things that you like, and make friends and talk about things that you love. And I'm just so proud of the Rangers. I can hardly stand it.
Yes, Rachel. I don't wanna shoot the fox in the hen house, but Rachel's wearing a miniskirt.
I'm a ranger, I swear.
You want me to give her a spear?
No, that's okay. Girls are allowed to wear miniskirts. As long as she's a ranger, she can wear a miniskirt.
I'm a ranger.
Are you
Can
sure?
I wear a miniskirt?
No.
Yes, you can. Just don't go outside.
Don't encourage him,
fair
Vic.
enough.
And
You'll
you're sure I
scare
can't?
the children.
You sure I can't give her a spear? Not even a little sweet chin music, kick to the jaw.
Well,
That's like, folks, we don't promote violence here on the Dennis Daniels Show, except for John.
We don't condone domestic violence. I'm a criminal justice major.
That's using the term loosely. Okay, now, Vic, I know outside of anime, you also have a lot of interesting hobbies. I know you're involved with the fan series Star Trek Phase 2.
Oh, yes, I am, and thank you for mentioning it. I'm actually one of the producers of that series, and a couple of years ago, I made friends with the people that make that series, and I played a cameo role on one of their episodes called Enemy Starfleet. And then 1 year later, last June, in fact, I not only played a Klingon warlord, but I also directed an episode called Katumba, and that is now in post-production and should be out soon. And then finally, coming up in just about 3 weeks, I'm going to be playing another big role in another one of their episodes. We're going to be shooting in June. And I am so excited to be a part of Star Trek Phase 2, I can hardly stand it.
That's right. You hear it here first on the Dennis Daniels Show on BearcastRadio.com. So keep your eyes tuned to that. Ears tuned, eyes peeled. I don't know. We'll
Ears tuned, eyes peeled.
Yes. Would they be able to find more information on your YouTube channel?
About Star Trek Phase 2?
Yeah.
Well, I would say probably go to Star Trek Phase 2, like spell out TWO, StarTrekPhase2.com. You can also get to the same location by going to StarTrekNewVoyages.com. And keep your eyes open. Like I said, I'm in an episode that's about to be released called Enemy Starfleet. And then I'm also going to be pretty heavily featured in an episode that I directed called Katumba. My girlfriend Michelle is also in that episode. She played this awesome Klingon chick, my assistant in this episode. She's awesome. And then the episode we're going to be shooting in a few weeks, I'll be involved in. So I encourage all of you guys that are any kind of Star Trek fans to get out to StarTrekNewVoyages.com and check out their episodes. They're all available for free download.
So you already have a girlfriend?
Sorry?
You have a girlfriend? You said you had a girlfriend.
Oh, I absolutely do. She's sitting right beside me, actually.
Sorry, Rachel. He's taken.
I'll try to. I won't cry myself to sleep tonight.
Oh, right.
Don't worry, you can give him a Milky Way and a big old hug when you see him soon. And speaking of seeing him soon, you're going to be in our neck of the woods come June at Colossal Con in Sandusky.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are you guys going to be there?
Yes.
No,
I am.
But because
Yay!
I'm not, because unfortunately I'm saving my money for your next appearance at Otakon in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
I did not know you were going to be at Colossal.
Well, there you go, Rachel. Now, there you go.
I'm so happy.
Yes.
I will. I'm looking forward to being at Colossal. In fact, you know what? You want to hear something funny, you guys?
Sure.
What?
The Star Trek shoot is 2 weeks in June, and Colossal Con actually falls during the weekend right in the middle of the Star Trek shoot. So I will be shooting Star Trek the week before Colossal Con, and then flying directly to Colossal Con for the convention, and then flying back to the Star Trek shoot for the second week of shooting.
Yeah, he's a pretty busy individual.
Yeah,
I mean, with these cons and all,
just
and
the
all
way
this.
we like it.
Yes. BearcastRadio.com. This is the Dennis Daniel Show. You are tuned in, and we have Vic Mignogna on the show. This is a super awesome interview. Now, Vic, I know that, like me, you have had a taste of awards too, like my Bearcast Innovator of the Year award. Hold it up to the screen. La, 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 la. You have won the American Anime Award for Best Actor in a Lead Role for Fullmetal Alchemist. What was that like?
Dude, that has to be probably one of the most wonderful and humbling experiences in my anime career. And by the way, I was nominated for Fullmetal Alchemist and Macross. I was nominated for both of those series, and a lot of people just think it was Fullmetal, but it was kind of a dual nomination. It was Macross as well as Fullmetal, and I got to tell you, I mean, it was when it came down to the final 5 of us, and it was me and Yuri Lowenthal and Johnny Bosch and Kristen Freeman, and I mean people that I know and consider good friends. I thought, well, this could go any different direction, and I promised myself that if God would be so good to me as allow me to win, that I would make sure and give him all the credit first thing as soon as I got up there to accept the award, and that's the way it went, and it was one of the most memorable moments of my anime career.
All right. Now I have a request from your Rissembol Rangers. I guess a question from your people. You're like the president of these guys. Country of Earth, land of the free, home of the Whopper. The question is, this comes to us from Lore Biggs. He's got a question. Are you coming back anytime soon to England?
Well, I have been getting a lot of fan letters from England. And I would love to get back there sometime soon. I was there 2 years ago for the MCM Expo, and then I was there last year for the London Film and Comic-Con, but I have not yet been invited. Actually, I was invited to a convention in London this year, but it was on a weekend that I was already committed to another event. So I'm hoping to get back to London sometime soon. However, I'm very excited that later this fall, I will be attending a convention in Denmark.
Denmark.
And I've never been there, and this is the first time they've ever endeavored to have an American voice actor at one of their conventions, and so I'm very excited to be in Denmark.
I'm sorry, Vic. It's unanimous. Neither me, Rachel, or John know exactly where in the world Denmark is.
Yeah.
Well, you said you didn't know. Don't be stupid. Tell me where Denmark is.
I hope you're not asking me where Denmark is.
Denmark is in England.
We haven't got a globe.
Well, no, Denmark is in Europe, but I just get on the plane, and when the plane lands, I get off. I don't even really know where stuff is.
Yeah, Denmark is its own country.
I meant Europe.
The Danish.
Sure with E.
Are the Danes over there? Is the Danes Danish? Ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong? I don't.
All right, we've got another question coming in from our AOL Instant Messenger. Vic, are you a fan of the show Glee?
Are you?
Oh my God!
Please say no. Please say no.
I
Please say
love
no.
Glee.
Yes, Vic. Yes, get Glee.
Crap!
I want to be on Glee so bad.
Oh man.
Well, I don't love Glee.
Glee is amazing.
Dennis, now you really need to. Oh, Dennis.
What? I'm sorry. I wasn't a big musical fan. You know, I hardly could get through.
You need to get off the radio and get in touch with your inner Glee.
Inner Glee.
Yeah.
Can't quite say I'm in touch with my inner Glee either.
How about I just stick to House? You know, I give Fox a pretty good chunk of my time.
You know what? I love House as well, but I think that Rachel needs to.
Thank you.
Needs to educate you guys in the finer points of Glee.
That's what you do. Glee.
Nice.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Oh,
my girlfriend and I DVR Glee, and we watch it all the time.
Nice.
I wonder if this
tonight we're going to watch Avatar on Blu-ray.
There you go. I actually heard that was a really good movie.
Yeah, actually, it's very Blu-ray. Get it?
Because they're all blue.
Yeah, because they're blue.
Like
and it's
blue
Blu-ray.
All right.
Vic, I have a question for you.
Yes, my dear.
After some creepy internet stalking, my friend found your Facebook, and me and her, had a spaz attack about whether or not it would be acceptable to add you. She said, you do it, and I said, no, you do it, because she didn't know if you add people back that are weird, so. we really had, a legit worry about this. And she's going to be so jealous I got to ask you.
First of all, Rachel, you don't need to worry about it at all. It's totally cool. But I will tell you this, and for those that may be listening, I do have Facebook, but my Facebook is reserved only for, my family and close friends and coworkers. I get about 40 or 50 friend requests a day.
See, that's what we thought. And so I said, I don't think I should add him because...
And you know what? Some voice actors kind of, they make their Facebook, they'll accept anybody, any friend request, and they kind of pride themselves in having 1,000 friends, and, and their Facebook is a place where they kind of put out information about their career, and it's kind of the point where, their fans can go to read what they're up to. But, I've got the Rissembol Rangers, and to be honest with you, Rachel, I'm very committed to, I make it a point to answer email. So I'm one of those people that my email address is out there, and I make it a point to answer people that write me emails. So, my Facebook, I don't feel like I need to keep that open for anybody that wants to join it.
Yeah,
so.
she told me she had to do a bit of digging, so she said, I'm pretty sure this is his personal one, because we looked and you didn't have, 4,000 friends, so we're like, this is probably personal.
Yeah. They were Facebook creeping you.
Yeah.
We did. She sent me an email, and she said, guess what I found? And I said, I don't know. She said, Vic's Facebook, and I laughed so hard, but then I said, I'm not going to add him. Are you going to add him? So we had to worry about it.
Well, you don't have to worry, but that is my deal with Facebook. I mean, there's a MySpace, and I have some of the Rissembol Ranger officers administrate a MySpace page, and then, like I said, of course, there's the Ranger site itself, and then I believe somebody told me that there are 3 or 4 Facebook pages.
I think I'm a fan of you on Facebook.
Right, that are fan-based, that I don't really know anything about. But, yeah.
No, I think the reason Vic doesn't have Facebook is because he would get so many friend ads or friend requests that I think it would just totally crash the server.
Yeah.
Because that's how awesome he is.
The world would just explode.
No.
Oh, Vic, come on.
Yes,
you're the hottest thing since sliced bread. Even hotter than bread. You're so hot, the bread got burned to a crisp. I don't like crispy toast. That's totally irrelevant to this conversation, right?
Exactly.
I'm trying to make a joke.
Well, I got a good I got a question for you from one of my good friends that I went to high school with.
Yeah.
And forgive me if I sound ignorant because I'm not really too familiar with the show.
That's all right.
We think it's something in the air.
What is your overall opinion of the storyline of Fullmetal Alchemist? What did you like? What did you dislike? And what was it like playing a devout atheist scientist and being a devout Christian?
Ooh.
All right. Let me take these one at a time. First of all, I absolutely love the story. I think the reason that the show is so popular is because it's one of the most interesting, well-developed, fascinating stories that I've seen in an anime series. The characters are compelling. The music is amazing. The animation is awesome. Everything about the show is just wonderful, and I absolutely love it, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. Now, as far as playing a devout atheist, it may surprise you to hear me say that I personally do not believe that Ed is an atheist. I believe that Ed is an agnostic.
Zoom tight.
I believe that Ed doesn't believe in God, but he doesn't necessarily deny that there is a God who exists. I think it's more that he has a lot of personal tragedy in his life. He has a lot of anger and bitterness about loss and about the loss of his mom and his dad leaving and his brother and so many tragedies in his life. And Ed is very agnostic about the idea of God, as many people are who go through difficult tragedies in their lives. But, it's really funny, one moment, Ed's talking about, how you should telling Rose how she should put down the alchemy book, put down the scriptures and pick up an alchemy book. But then the very next episode, he's talking about how, we're not gods, we're just frail human beings who couldn't even save a little girl.
Oh, not Vita!
I think, I have no problem playing Edward Elric, and I'll tell you why. Because it's acting. I'm playing a character. I am not the character. If actors only played characters who they were in real life, you wouldn't have many, you wouldn't have many bad guys. You wouldn't have many opportunities to be an actor. I mean, what it means to act is to portray a character that is not you. So I have no problem playing Edward Elric, and I really love the character. And he's a very tragic character, and he struggles with a lot of difficult decisions. And I love that. That's an actor's dream. Yeah. But it doesn't affect me. I know what I believe about God. I know what my feelings are about God, and I can be a very serious, devout Christian, but I'm also an actor, so I can play a character who doesn't necessarily believe in God. It doesn't affect me at all.
I think when you was Edward, I think it was some of the best acting I ever heard. I mean, you really got emotional, even from when Edward was being called short, to after he had just given up his left leg and his right arm, try to bring out his mother and save Al. I mean, I felt the emotion. Thank you. It was very emotional.
Thank you so much. Well, it was just as emotional for me, Dennis. I mean, I was many, many times moved to tears in the recording of that show. I really, really became very emotionally attached to the character and to the other characters in the show, and it was a very emotional experience for me as well.
Our good friend Martin Billany. He's a very, very, very avid listener of our show. He's been with us since the very beginning, even when we had Eric Stewart on the show, which I think is pretty good.
Shout outs to Martin.
Martin and Eric Stewart.
Martin.
You.
And Eric Stewart.
Hi, Martin, I don't know you.
I can still beat Kaiba, so nah. He has a question, and I don't know how to approach this. I keep asking myself it. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Do you know how to impersonate Billy Mays, God rest his soul?
No, yeah, I do, but I don't think I would do it.
There we go. I wouldn't doubt it. I can't do a Billy Mays
Would
myself.
you do it more than put your video up of Star Search?
What?
Would you rather do this or put your video up of Star Search?
I would rather impersonate Billy Mays. I would rather do anything than put my video from Star Search online.
All right, now speaking of putting videos online, I recently saw that you have yourself, and I don't know how you got this. You have a World of Warcraft video commercial.
Does.
Well, yeah, my dear friend Mandy, who is one of the senior officers of the Rangers, called me one day and she said, "Hey, I know you're a big Star Trek fan. Have you seen William Shatner's World of Warcraft video?" And I was like, "No, I got to go see it." And I went to YouTube and I saw it, and I thought, it's just all of these World of Warcraft commercials are just the guy standing in front of a white background. It's a white room, and he's talking to the camera, and then there's some in-game footage that they put up, and I thought it would be fun to make my own World of Warcraft commercial. So my friend Mandy helped me, and we put a World of Warcraft commercial together, and the sad truth is I've never played World of Warcraft in my life.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
I just thought it would be fun to make the commercial.
I haven't played it either, and my friend
We
showed
wanna-
me it because she says, "Look, it's Vic Mignogna."
We should make one for us. Hi, I'm Boogaloo from Dennis Daniels. This is John Pokemon, and forget it. We don't even play this game anyway. Get a life.
I'm Vic Mignogna, and I'm a warlock.
Nice, Rachel.
I think the funniest one was the Mr. T one
Shut up, fool.
with the
Elf Nut
He's
Mohawk.
not in Mohawk.
the Mohawk grenades.
Yes.
So let's kiss what's going on.
That was legit.
Yeah, that's it. Are you amazed by? I would hope you'd be amazed by this. By all the people, all the cosplayers, and yes, a shout out to my fellow cosplayers. What is up? All these people who take the time. I mean, I know you've gone to a lot of conventions. You've seen a lot of different costumes. What are you thinking when you see all these people who put all this time in, people who have actually made auto mail out of...
Oh, Dennis, I absolutely love cosplay. I mean, I've cosplayed myself, dude.
You have?
I've cosplayed several times, and I absolutely love it. In fact, this weekend at Anime Central, I'm having my new Star Trek trivia challenge panel. I've done it a few times at some different conventions where fans try to stump me with trivia questions from the original series of Star Trek, and I will be wearing my awesome Captain Kirk uniform. So I am a big supporter of cosplay, and I love to see all of the amazing costumes that fans build and make, and the time and effort and attention to detail that they put into it. I love it.
A friend of mine, he wanted me to. And this is how much of a dedicated cosplayer that he is. He actually spent $530, and I don't know if you know about this style of cosplay. It's called kigurumi. It involves a skin-colored bodysuit and a mask of the character, and he just got a mask of Edward Elric.
Oh my gosh, no!
Yeah,
I have never heard of it.
you'll have to Google it. I'll shoot you a link to his website, so you'll have to see.
Yeah,
it.
please do. Now, what is it called?
Kigurumi, Kigurumi.
And it's quite a sight to see.
Yes, it is.
Shigurumi
Really?
scares me a little bit.
It is pretty creepy.
I've got some friends who do it. And
Oh my gosh, I just Googled it right now.
tell me, do you by chance see one of Inuyasha? If you do, then that's him.
I don't.
Well,
actually.
you'll have to Google a little deeper, and you'll see one of Inuyasha. That's my friend, my good friend.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
I know it's awesome. It's totally awesome. I do it, but hey, I can't afford it. My friend told me that some of these masks go into the thousands, and college student, man, no fun, son.
Oh my gosh, these are amazing. This is cool.
Yep. So let us know if you find that Inuyasha one, because I'm sure he'd get a real kick out of hearing you talk about it. But we'll save that for another day. We'll save that for a rainy day. I have
not yet seen a Kigurumi. I've not yet seen one of these for Ed, so that's very awesome.
Yeah, well, he hasn't gotten the costume yet. He's still getting it. He's just having a problem with the cowlick. It keeps going up, and I'm telling him, well, we'll get some of that hair wax stuff. But he's like, I don't know, it might stain it or something. I don't get why cowlicks have to be so tough. Rachel gets them half the time, and she makes it look easy.
Oh,
cowlicks.
I do.
No, that's a joke, son. Now,
I'm just lost.
I know we're getting ready to wrap up here. I know, aside from doing all this stuff, in your free time, besides doing that, you also do these parodies of Budweiser's Real Men of Genius with Steve Bloom, best known as Spike Spiegel from Bebop, and what was it? And Darsha from whatever, and Orochimaru.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And Heatwave from Ben 10, not the one with Yuri Lowenthal, the first one, the one that wasn't good, but Yuri Lowenthal's one was awesome. And I told him it was a great show. So what's that like? What's a Real Men of Genius like? It's a Real Fans of Genius.
Real Fans of Genius. Well, Steve and I were talking one day about how funny it would be to do some spoofs on the Budweiser commercials of some of the kind of people you're likely to meet at an anime convention. And so we made up a couple of ideas and recorded them. And I did the music. I created the music bed and sang it. And Steve did the narrator portion. And we've created, 6 or 7 now, probably at least.
You should do one for our show. Mr. Big Time College Radio DJ and Sidekick. Mr. Big Time College Radio DJ and Sidekick. No pay,
well, it sounds to me like you've already got it worked out.
Well, we just don't know how to do it. We got to get some of these media guys to help us do this. All right. Well, like I said, we're getting ready to wrap this up here. Is there can you go into detail? I guess a couple of questions is how is I don't know if you can tell us or not. How's Brotherhood going?
Brotherhood is an absolute blast, dude. We are having so much fun. I was really kind of scared, I was really kind of scared when I knew that we were going to be doing more Full Metal, because the first series went so well, and everybody enjoyed it so much, and it was kind of scary, to think that we were going to have to do it again. And what if I didn't do as good a job, or what if it wasn't as good for some reason? But once we got into it, we've really enjoyed it. And I know that there are a lot of friends out there who, a lot of fans that really love the manga. They really love the Full Metal manga. And the exciting part about this is, of course, that the Brotherhood series follows the manga story. And we're having an absolute blast. In fact, I'm going up to Funimation next week to record more Full Metal Brotherhood.
Ooh, and just a reminder, you can catch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Saturdays at midnight on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, Channel 27 for Cincinnati Time Warner Cable subscribers. All right, Vic, it's about time for us to go. We've got one more request. And I know you're tired. I know your voice is killing you, but they've been asking me. They have been clamoring. They've been going, "Oh, Dennis, can you ask him? Could you give us a small Edward short rant?"
Oh my gosh, dude! Oh God!
Just
don't make me. My voice is absolutely destroyed, and the problem is that I have to record tomorrow again.
Okay, well,
and I tend to think that my director would probably get pretty mad at me if I if I came in and sounded like garbage because I was yelling tonight.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. We can't. We respect Vic way too much.
Please forgive me. Please understand and have mercy on me, everybody.
They will. We'll have to get you on a time when you're not getting ready to go into the studio. But I mean, Vic, we're gonna have you back on the show because this.
Well, please, yeah, absolutely. I would love to come back.
Okay, guys, this has been Vic Mignogna. Vic, thank you so much for being on the show. Check out Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Saturdays at midnight on Adult Swim. RissembolRangers.com. Revix the new Vic Mignogna CD. VixWorld.com. For all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to seeing you guys at a con soon.
All right. Well, hopefully see you again soon. Oh, that's right. Second weekend in June. Colossal Con. Vic Mignogna's there. Last weekend in August, Otakon. Catch him there, too. Catch him everywhere. Catch him on YouTube. Catch him on Facebook. Catch him in the morning. Catch him in the evening. Catch him at supper time. Vic, thank you for being on the Dennis Daniels Show. We'll see you all later on around the week. No show this week because of this. Check real soon for the podcast. Good night, everybody.